Mbini. Now, I did allude to this earlier and super excited. We are going to be kicking off a brand new series, All Things Legal with AL Inc. Now, over the next 3 months, we'll be unpacking key legal topics that affect your everyday life, from wills and trusts to property law, employment rights, governance, and so much more. Now, before we even get into all the topics and the conversations, we want to get to know the firm behind this series. It's AL Incorporated, and it's a rather wholly black-owned law firm that's based in the Western Cape, launched just before South Africa's national lockdown in 2020. Through strategy, perseverance, and adaptability, they've grown into a trusted legal partner, providing efficient, affordable, and high quality legal services to individuals and businesses alike. And I did mention this earlier. Elena Levendahl is, of course, the managing director of AL Incorporated. A very, very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
It's so good to be here. Thank you.
It's Tuesday, Elena.
Yes.
How's been the week for you? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, just before we get into it.
I'm a glass full kind of girl, so I'd say 8.
I love that.
Because even the challenges, I think, like it's an opportunity to grow and learn. So it's been a challenging week, to be honest. The challenges started last week, but yeah, I'm good. I'm in good spirits. I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. We had such a great conversation off air, and I'm excited that our listeners get to sort of listen to it as well. And please do also join us live on Facebook as well as YouTube at CCFM 107.5. That's of course on Facebook and YouTube. Now, Elena, AL Incorporated offers a wide range of legal services for someone who is totally new, to this. What is the overview of sort of the key areas that you specialize in as business?
Well, AL Incorporated is a boutique business law firm. We specialize in the arena of offering cost-effective services to small, medium-sized businesses, and our aim really is to grow with the client. However, we also assist individuals, that is passionate to learn and grow and develop, and individuals that find themselves in a place and space where they are leaders.
Yeah.
So, if you check the offerings, we offer training workshops, dedicated to sort of inspire leaders, to assist them to grow, assist them to also give them the tools rather to check themselves, so that they become strong individuals, healthy individuals, both physically and mentally, to lead well. And so, you mentioned one of the offerings as wills and estates. That is an individual offering, but also it's important that business owners who are growing their business are also educated, in terms of how to structure their estate, to leave their assets, their businesses and personal assets, in the right way, to bequeath it in the right way, so that the business then is still sustainable even after they die. But that's just a sneak peek, I think, and to what we're going to be talking about for at least, I think, 3 months.
Yeah.
We know that for sure, right?
We do. And I know we said this off air. These are things that a lot of us shy away from, whether you're an individual, whether you're a business. It's conversations that you don't really want to have, but you should have. And I think I appreciate this platform. As Elena has mentioned, it will be ongoing for 3 months. And so we'll be covering really different themes and topics. But today we're getting to know AL Incorporated. And what I love about them is that they are affordable, because the thing is that when we think of law firms, we think of, consulting a lawyer, we go, shucks, the price, am I going to be able to afford this? But what I love about you and your brand and your firm is that you are affordable. But we're going to get into that. I'm jumping the gun. I want to go back to something that I mentioned in the introduction. Now, you launched just, after COVID 2020. Many businesses experienced, a couple of challenges within progression. Most even closed down. Taking you back a little bit, what were some of the challenges that you as a business sort of underwent and went through?
Well, I guess like I had to contemplate quite a great deal, a number of
Yeah.
things during
Yeah.
that time, because I launched my business on the 2nd of March, 2020. So, and we went into lockdown to the 26th of March in that same month. So I
Sheesh.
did not anticipate,
Yeah.
that suddenly, I would not be able to operate. My team would not be able to, come to office. And the way we structured our business was very personal.
Yeah.
So, clients, it's interface, clients come and see me at the office. We spent a great deal of money even just to set up the office space
Yeah.
and, move in with lots, great excitement and anticipation. And then, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, we are now informed, well, you are not an essential service. So,
No. Sure.
you can't really operate in the way you would have liked to. It didn't stop business, fortunately, because
Mm.
some of the clients that we had on our database or that we were serving at the time could interact, via Zoom, because Zoom was a big thing
Yeah.
when,
Virtual
when
meetings and
yeah.
whatnot.
So it definitely forced me in a way to look at alternatives
Yeah.
to what I think I was used to, or the way, or what I anticipated a business, a law practice should look like. It should be fancy. You should have, fancy desk, good furniture, because in law we sell perception, so
Yeah.
clients also, like, if they don't see you in a certain way, like, how can they trust you? Your office must look good and all of those kind of things. So it challenged my perception
Sure.
on what my business should look like, the type of business I want to put out there, and also me as an individual.
Yeah.
What is motivating me? Is it the perception? Because that's also a dangerous game to play. Like, you want to play into how you're perceived instead of actually just delivering the quality
Yeah.
service. And what lockdown did was force me in a way to look at how I offer service. How relevant am I to the client?
Yeah.
Because now clients were also forced to relook at their budget. Lawyers wasn't an essential service. It wasn't the thing that people wanted to spend their money
Yeah.
on, because
Yeah.
it was the times, it was uncertain for me economically, it was uncertain for the next person, and my clients were in very similar,
Sure.
situations. So it wasn't something that they wanted to invest in, regardless of how dire the circumstance. So I had to also look at that, like, what changes can I make to be, more affordable,
Yeah.
but without compromising quality of service. And what we did was, we looked at technology. How can technology assist? I mean, this is a very silly example, but it served us so well now. Like, because most of our consultations are not held in person.
Right.
Or what it also did was, it forced me to go into the client's business, go to the
Ah.
client, get to know them a lot better. It really changed the way I operate as a business, as an individual, because I was forced to, in a
Yes, you're
way.
stretched.
I was stretched, yeah. And
Yeah. Sure.
so, I mean, and this is the thing about having a business. I think
Yeah.
it's nothing static. And I started off saying that I'm a glass full kind of individual, but I think it's just experience that's taught me
Yeah.
that nothing's wasted.
Mm.
Like, everything, even though it's challenging at the time, if you let it squeeze you in the right way, gold can come out, diamonds
Yeah.
can form in that,
Sure.
in that challenging environment. So I'm not afraid of challenges, because it gives me an opportunity to reflect, to contemplate, did I do something wrong? Can I do something
Yeah.
better?
Yeah.
How can I show up in a better way? So yeah, so I'd say that, my takeaway from COVID was that it sort of brought me to a place and space where I don't fear technology any longer,
Mm.
but I partner with it, and because it assists me, to offer clients quality service without the steep bill
Yeah.
at the end.
I love that.
Mm.
If you've just tuned in, very excited to, I'm going to use launch this brand new series right here on the CCFM Drive, All Things Legal with AL Inc. And of course, chatting to the managing director, Elena Leovendal. If you have sort of utilized her business and you're listening, send her a message on 061 It will be ongoing for the next 3 months, and we'll be covering various topics around, and as I've mentioned, wills, trusts, property, and all of those conversations. But we don't want to give too much away, and so this takes me to my next question, Elena. Now, why do you think that, or rather, why do you believe that we should be having these conversations, especially touching on these topics?
Well, because I've sort of been on the side where I was ignorant,
Yeah,
and my ignorance, you know, really exposed me uh, n- to bad consequences.
sure.
And so, I mean, in law, when we study at university, one of the first things we learn is that ignorance of the law is no excuse, and that really is, for me, the reason why I want to speak to listeners
Yeah,
and why I want to engage with people and say that there's opportunity out there. You have rights. You don't have to be frustrated on your own, or contemplate a tough situation on your own. There is assistance,
yeah,
and whether it's my firm or another firm or legal aid for that matter,
yes,
assistance is out there. And hopefully during our discussions, we'd be that aid for individuals, for your listeners, where we'll discuss topics and go into sort of depth on certain things that people may not necessarily have access
yeah,
to, immediate access to. And yeah, just be that voice and just talk to things that they wouldn't otherwise know,
yeah,
and bring to light some of the complex things of, about our law, our legal system. I don't expect clients to read the legislation
yeah.
that governs wills and estates and all of that, but we can simplify it in our conversations. And
Mm.
that's what I hope to be during these segments, is just a voice to what people are oblivious to.
Yes, because that's a thing.
Hmm.
That's a thing. A lot of the time, and we were sharing off air, people go through things,
Hmm.
and they shy away from sort of having these conversations because the misconception is there is no legal aid, or people
Hmm.
don't know about legal aid. And so I'm super excited to start this feature. Now, your business model focuses on efficiency, affordability, and of course, high quality legal services. Ooh, interesting question. How do you ensure that it balances for your clients?
Right. So I think we touched on it a little bit,
Mm,
but we intentional about incorporating technology
yeah,
into our service offering, so that we can offer an affordable service. One of the other things that I sort of reflected on my way to CCFM was that when I just started off, there were so many things that were unknown to me, and everything was almost a challenge,
yeah,
that came at me like a new instruction. Almost everything was new. Launching my practice, going into a new premises, engaging new clients, networking, everything was new. And it's so nice when you aided in some way or the other, and someone
yeah,
comes alongside and says, okay, well, I can assist you with this, or gives you just sort of information, on a topic that you would otherwise not have known. And
yeah.
that's so liberating and encouraging. And I think that's something that I'm sort of passionate about, is being that aid to a client. Like, we saying that we are your ally. We want to see you succeed, in as an individual and as an organization,
Yeah.
and we are motivated by your success. We really are, because we wanted someone to say that to us. We
Yes.
wanted someone to encourage us in that way. I mean, I think everybody does.
Mm,
And that's sort of what motivates our team, is that how can we come alongside you,
yeah.
to propel you to your vision and where you see yourself in the next 5-10 years.
Mm,
And so every interaction is about that. Even when we contemplate your estate, your
yeah.
will, your trust, what best suits you.
Yeah.
There is no one size fits all approach to advice. And that's probably something that we should mention, that
Yes.
even though we talk about all of these things, there is no one size fits all
Mm,
rule for your circumstance. Your circumstance is unique,
yeah.
and we want to help you find a unique solution to your unique circumstance.
And I think that's probably what makes you guys unique then,
Yeah,
as a business and as a law firm, would you say?
I think so. I think we care about the people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of also established in our values. We want to listen, we want to adapt, shift. We want to only concentrate on what is necessary,
Yeah.
and we want to develop and serve. So our values is sort of compounded in this one word or acronym, which we call LANS.
Yes.
But we listen, we adapt, we concentrate on the necessary, we develop, and we serve. That's who we are. And so we use technology and our experience, of course, to give you the best service. And I will also say this, just to throw this in, that we are a boutique law firm. And so what we've done to make ourselves relevant, in particular to the show, is partner with other law firms and other colleagues of mine that are experts in their particular field. So, I mean, we have discussed in brief detail our offerings as a firm, and if you don't have an ambition, as the listener now, that you don't have an ambition to open up a business or whatever, but there are other topics that we'll cover during this 3 months that may resonate with you. I mean, we will discuss the issue of family law. We'll discuss property law. It is something we offer, but I guess I just want to encourage the listeners to, to listen in, anticipate, and engage us, ask us questions so that we can prepare in advance, specifically if we get enough traction on one topic. I think we'll probably, with your
be guided,
with your
I guess.
approval,
By
with
that,
your approval, we'll be led by what the needs of the listeners are.
Yeah, I love that, and I was going to touch on that exact comment that you made, because we're not limiting this to anyone. You could be a business, like you say, and you're looking for assistance in a particular field, and so that's the beauty of collaboration. Again, as Elena has mentioned, I've got a message from Derek before we go on to rather wrap up with the last question. Derek says, excellent program, CCFM and Elena. So needed and very informative. Looking forward to the other sessions in the next 3 months. God bless your business. That's from Mr. Derek Schroeder. And this is just a taste, a teaser of course, what can be expected in the ongoing 3 months. Now, Elena, for anyone who is tuning in today and maybe they've listened to us conversating, they've taken in some gems, what is sort of your words that you want to say about AL Inc. and something that you want them to take away about your business?
Well, I guess what I'd like the listeners' takeaway to be is that, AL Inc. is a business law firm, and we are, for all intents and purposes, your ally. We are here to support and guide you, your vision, your mission, your mandate, and encourage you in the best way we can, and offer a service that is bespoke to your needs and your vision. And if you're looking for someone to partner that has, that level of interest in your business, then we are the firm to speak to. I really believe that. I mean, I'm a product. I grew up and I didn't come from a very rich family. I mean, I grew up in the ghetto. That's what I was going to say. I had to unlearn ghetto ways. I mean, so I understand poverty. I understand what it is to struggle your way, through things, and that's sort of also what motivates me. Is not everybody started off knowing, or encouraged in that way because they had a family member that had a business. In most cases now, people are first generation business owners, and that's a challenge in itself. And you want an ally, when you're going through some sort of, when you're starting something new, and we can be that. We can be that.
Listen, I'm excited for the next 3 months. As Elena has mentioned, queries that you have, perhaps you are wanting to even partner with AL Incorporated, and you are wanting to get a hold of them right after this conversation. Elena, for anyone wanting to do so, where can they find you? So your website details, your contact details, how does that work?
All right. So you can email us on hello at inc.co.za, or you can just WhatsApp us on 0658 444 347.
There you have it. Again, if you want to repeat this conversation, please have a look at our Facebook and YouTube page. That's CCFM 107.5. And of course, as we've mentioned, it will be an ongoing conversation. Various topics, various themes, very informative as well. We will often also do Q&As. And so this is why we would appreciate you engaging in the conversation as and when we do speak. Questions that you have, scenarios that you have, and you're going, I don't know where to go. Who do I approach with this? Then please do send those through, and we will sort of keep it in a folder for the next time that we do chat to Elena. Thank you so much. This was phenomenal.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And again, I'm so excited that there is such a platform because, again, these are conversations that we often shy away from. Or as you say, we think nobody will be able to answer them. So we keep it in or we try and find alternatives. And so, once again, very informative. And thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
There you have it. That was Elena Leovendal, Managing Director. Before I say goodbye, a message from Felicity Duthie saying, well done, Elena. So proud of you. Very informative and interesting. Thank you, Felicity. And of course, as mentioned, you can send through your messages, any queries you have. We will keep them and consider them as and when we have the conversations as the 3 months progress. Super excited. It's 17:42 on the way. Quick traffic update and getting to some of your messages.